We're here at Risk London today. What are some of the talking points you've been having with customers at today's event?
One of the main themes and trends really has been around artificial intelligence, AI, and we've had to answer it in kind of from two sides. So the first question has been, as Riskonnect, we are an integrated risk management software provider in the market, GRC being a big core product of ours. Clients and prospects are interested to know what artificial intelligence we have in our software for them to use in GRC.
Yeah.
But then they're also asking, how does our software manage the risks associated with artificial intelligence? So we're kind of answering it from two different perspectives, which has been a really interesting topic to kind of discuss with everyone, because everyone has different takes on how to go about it. So
how can companies protect themselves against these new threats?
I think the way Riskonnect would go around that is to look at it through integrating everything into one system. So making sure that you're mitigating risk through every different role within the funnel of risk, all the way down to buying insurance to mitigate the ultimate risk, whether that's cyber insurance, which we all know is really expensive, so not many people have it, but every role within the business has an aspect of mitigating risk, and therefore ensuring that you're not dealing with those risks in isolation, and that everyone's talking to everyone, and that you've got a clear way of identifying clearly what everyone's doing as part of that funnel to mitigate ultimately the risk. And that starts at the very top, which is identifying the risks, identifying the incidents. Have you got a really clear process, whether it's a digital form or just an internal process to clearly identify risk events or incidents, all the way down through, it could be safety, it could be legal, finance, could be compliance, it could be enterprise risk, all the way down to the insurance of the risk and what the cost is. But it starts way up there at identifying those incidents and events.
What are some of the other challenges that companies are facing in 2023 when it comes to managing their risk and staying compliant?
So increasing growth of regulations. There's really great tools out there that Riskonnect are looking to integrate with. There are also AI tools. But part of our product roadmap is to really grow into horizon scanning and looking at what content we can bring in to try and automate some of those potential threats down the line. But also identify any changes in regulations automatically and almost in real time. Yeah. But keeping up to speed with regulations that are already released and changes in those is a difficult task in itself. So trying to then predict what's coming down the line and getting ready for that. UK SOX in 2024, was released quite a while ago, but people still talk about how they're going to put a solution in place to manage that with everything else. ESG. So there's a lot of regulatory content in ESG out there. So what guidance is to say that what regulation content you should be looking at is better than the other. It varies based on sector, it varies based on customer, and therefore as Riskonnect software provider we can take in all that content, but we want to really explore what is the go-to.
Yeah, well said. One last question for you today. If you could use one word to describe the current state of GRC, what would it be and why?
Resilient. Yeah, risk and resilience is a big theme at the minute. We when you talked about GRC probably a decade ago, it was a lot of enterprise risk related topics. Now with emerging regulations and the increased demand on the new role of a chief risk officer, there's so many other things that are part of that funnel that I described earlier that need to be addressed, and therefore resilience is a big topic of that, which traditionally I think would have been kept outside of GRC or treated separately. But it's really important that is definitely brought into the enterprise risk role as well. That there should be a lot more. We should break down the isolation point between risk and resilience, and we should be kind of integrating and bringing those conversations together.